There exists within each of us a sanctuary of stillness, a place untouched by the chaos of daily existence, where peace flows as naturally as breath itself. Paramahansa Yogananda, the great spiritual teacher who brought the ancient science of Kriya Yoga to the West, understood this truth with crystalline clarity. Throughout his teachings, he returned again and again to a singular, transformative practice that holds the power to revolutionize our inner experience and maintain serenity regardless of external circumstances. This practice is not complex meditation requiring hours of dedication, nor is it an esoteric technique accessible only to advanced yogis. Rather, it is elegantly simple, profoundly effective, and available to anyone willing to shift their attention in a specific way. Before we begin, if you enjoy this video, give me a like, comment below about your thought, and hit subscribe button so you don't miss any video inspired by Yogananda's teaching. Thank you very much. The trick that Yogananda taught is this: continuously redirect your awareness back to the presence of God, the divine, or what he often called the inner joy residing at the heart of your being. This is not merely thinking about God intellectually or repeating prayers mechanically. It is the practice of feeling the divine presence as an actual, tangible reality within your consciousness, moment by moment, breath by breath, throughout all your daily activities. Yogananda taught that peace is not something we must create or manufacture through effort, but rather something we uncover by removing our attention from the turbulent surface of life and anchoring it in the calm depths of spiritual awareness. Most people live their entire lives with their attention scattered across 1,000 different concerns. The mind jumps from worry to worry, from desire to desire, from memory to anticipation, never resting in the present moment, never touching the wellspring of peace that exists beneath this mental turbulence. We identify completely with our thoughts, believing that we are our anxieties, our frustrations, our endless mental commentary about life. This identification is the root of all psychological suffering. When something goes wrong, we are devastated. When someone criticizes us, we are wounded. When circumstances don't align with our preferences, we experience distress. This is because we have placed our sense of self entirely in the realm of the changeable, the temporary, the external. Yogananda's teaching offers a radical alternative. He taught that our true nature is not the restless mind, but the peaceful consciousness that observes the mind. We are not the waves on the ocean's surface, but the ocean itself, vast, deep, and fundamentally undisturbed by surface conditions. The practice of maintaining awareness of the divine presence is essentially the practice of remembering who we truly are. It is shifting our identity from the small, vulnerable ego self to the infinite, invulnerable spiritual self. The beauty of this practice lies in its applicability to every moment of life. You need not retreat to a cave or monastery to experience profound peace. You can be washing dishes, sitting in traffic, working at your desk, or having a difficult conversation, and simultaneously maintain an inner connection to the divine presence. Yogananda himself demonstrated this throughout his life, moving through the world with grace and effectiveness while remaining inwardly anchored in spiritual consciousness. He taught that this dual awareness, being fully present to outer activities while simultaneously aware of inner divinity, represents the highest form of spiritual practice. How does one actually implement this practice? It begins with understanding that the divine presence is not somewhere far away, not in some distant heaven, but right here, right now, within your own consciousness. Yogananda often spoke of God as the ever-new joy bubbling up from within. This joy is not dependent on circumstances. It is not the happiness that comes from getting what you want or avoiding what you don't want. It is a causeless joy, a peace that surpasses understanding, an inner contentment that exists simply because existence itself is fundamentally divine. To access this presence, start by taking a moment to turn your attention inward. Close your eyes if possible, or simply soften your gaze. Take a few deep breaths and feel yourself settling into your body. Now, instead of focusing on your thoughts or your problems or your to-do list, Direct your awareness to the space of consciousness itself. Notice that you are aware. Notice the awareness that is noticing. This awareness, this consciousness that illuminates all your experiences, is not separate from the divine. It is the divine manifesting as your own being. As you rest in this awareness, you may begin to notice a subtle sense of peace, a quiet joy, a feeling of being held by something greater than yourself. This is not imagination. This is the actual experience of your spiritual nature. Yogananda taught that this inner joy is always present, but we usually miss it because our attention is completely absorbed in external phenomena and mental activity. The practice is simply to remember to return to this inner awareness again and again throughout the day. At first, you will forget constantly. You will become absorbed in your activities, caught up in your thoughts and emotions, and hours may pass before you remember to reconnect with the inner presence. This is completely normal and expected. The practice is not about perfection, but about persistence. Each time you remember, each time you redirect your attention inward, you strengthen the habit of spiritual awareness. Over time, this awareness becomes more stable, more continuous, until eventually it becomes the background of all your experiences. Yogananda emphasized that this practice should be joyful, not forced. You are not trying to suppress your thoughts or deny your emotions. You are simply adding another dimension to your awareness. You can think your thoughts, feel your feelings, and engage with life fully while simultaneously maintaining a connection to the peaceful presence within. In fact, this inner connection actually enhances your outer effectiveness because you are no longer acting from a place of anxiety, fear, or compulsion. You are acting from a place of centeredness and clarity. One of the most powerful aspects of this practice is how it transforms your relationship with difficulties. When you are identified only with your ego self, challenges feel threatening and overwhelming. But when you are anchored in awareness of the divine presence, difficulties become opportunities for spiritual growth. You can face them with equanimity because you know that your essential being is untouched by external circumstances. Yogananda often said that the purpose of life's challenges is not to defeat us, but to strengthen our connection to God. Each difficulty is an invitation to go deeper, to rely more fully on the inner source of strength and peace. The practice also transforms your relationships with others. When you are connected to the divine presence within yourself, you naturally begin to perceive that same presence in others. You see beyond their personalities, their flaws, their difficult behaviors, and recognize the spiritual essence that animates them. This recognition naturally gives rise to compassion, patience, and love. Yogananda taught that seeing God in all beings is one of the highest forms of spiritual practice, and it flows naturally from the practice of maintaining awareness of God within yourself. Throughout the day, you can use simple reminders to help you return to this awareness. When you feel stress arising, pause and reconnect with the inner presence. When you notice your mind spinning with worry, take a breath and remember the peace within. When you experience a moment of beauty, a sunset, a smile, a kind word, let it remind you of the divine beauty that permeates all existence. Yogananda suggested using the transitions between activities as natural reminder points. When you finish one task and before you begin another, take a moment to reconnect inwardly. Many people find it helpful to use a short phrase or mantra to facilitate this reconnection. Yogananda taught several mantras, but even something as simple as "I am peace" or "God is with me" or "I rest in the divine" can serve as a powerful anchor. The words themselves are less important than the feeling and awareness they evoke. The purpose of the phrase is to redirect your attention from external concerns to inner presence. It is also important to understand that this practice does not mean becoming passive or withdrawn from life. Yogananda was a dynamic, creative, highly productive individual who wrote books, founded organizations, taught thousands of students, and engaged fully with the world. The practice of inner awareness does not diminish your outer effectiveness. It enhances it. When you are anchored in peace, you have access to greater creativity, clearer thinking, and more sustained energy. You are not wasting your vital force on worry, anxiety, and mental agitation. Instead, that energy is available for constructive action. The scientific basis for this practice is increasingly being validated by modern neuroscience and psychology. Research on meditation and mindfulness has shown that regular practice of redirecting attention inward creates measurable changes in brain structure and function. It reduces activity in the default mode network, the part of the brain associated with rumination and self-referential thinking. It increases activity in areas associated with attention, emotional regulation, and compassion. It reduces stress hormones and enhances immune function. While Yogananda taught this practice from a spiritual perspective, its benefits extend to every dimension of human well-being. Perhaps most importantly, this practice addresses the fundamental human longing for meaning and connection. In our modern world, many people feel isolated, disconnected, and purposeless despite being more connected technologically than ever before. This is because true connection is not about external networking but about inner communion with the source of life itself. When you practice maintaining awareness of the divine presence, you never feel truly alone. You are always in relationship with something infinite, loving, and supportive. This relationship provides a foundation of security and meaning that no external circumstance can shake. Yogananda taught that this practice is the essence of all true religion and spirituality. Different traditions use different language and different techniques, but they all point toward the same fundamental truth, that peace, joy, and fulfillment are found not in external acquisition but in inner realization. The kingdom of heaven is within. The Buddha nature is your own nature. The Atman is Brahman. These are all different ways of expressing the same reality that Yogananda taught, that your true self is one with the divine, and recognizing this truth is the key to lasting peace. As you continue with this practice over days, weeks, and months, you will notice profound changes in your inner experience. Things that used to disturb you deeply will lose their power to shake your peace. You will find yourself responding to life with greater wisdom and less reactivity. You will experience moments of spontaneous joy for no apparent reason. You will feel a growing sense of connection to all of life. These are not special achievements or spiritual attainments. They are simply the natural result of aligning your awareness with your true nature. The one trick that Yogananda taught is ultimately not a trick at all. It is a return to what is most natural, most fundamental, most true about who you are. You are not a separate, isolated ego struggling to survive in a hostile world. You are an expression of infinite consciousness, temporarily focused in a particular body and personality, but never separate from the source. Remembering this truth, feeling this truth, living from this truth, this is the practice that brings lasting peace. This is the teaching that has the power to transform not just individual lives but the entire world. As more and more people awaken to their true nature and live from that place of inner peace and divine connection.